In this video, I'm going to tell you everything you should know and everything you should consider before you buy the Kwick Strike. Welcome to the channel, guys. I'm Zach Hollenball, and in today's video, I'm not only going to show you how to use the Kwick Strike, I'm going to show you how to tell if your gun's going to be able to fit inside the Kwick Strike, if the Kwick Strike box is going to be able to fit inside your car, how you're going to be able to secure the Kwick Strike. We're going to have someone test it, see if they could steal this bad boy. This box is going to go through a durability test, and if you stay to the end, we're going to show you the one weakness of this box. This happens to be the first time you've ever seen a Kwick Strike, and you're like, what do I do with this box? All you have to do is shove this thing between your front seat and the middle console. To have quick access to your gun, once you're inside the car and you have the gun in the box, you're going to want to keep this thing unlocked. And when you're sitting down, you're going to swipe it with your leg, giving you quick access to the gun. That's going to pop up. Once that pops up, you reach out, grab the gun. Once you're done with your gun, you're just going to press that back in, and to release that platform, pull the button towards you and push that back to reset. Now that you have the gist of the Kwick Strike, the question you should be asking is, will your gun fit inside of this box? I have a plethora of guns that we could test and show you which ones fit, which ones don't, but you probably don't have the same guns as me, so the smarter thing for me to do is show you the measurements that I got online from their website. I'm going to show you one of the smallest guns I have that are going to work, and one of the larger guns I have that's going to work. I am a visual learner, so I made this chart here. We're going to have the minimum length of the gun, which is going to be in that black bar. We're going to have the perfect length of the gun. Everything that's going to fit is going to be in the white. And then anything past that bar is going to be too long. Now, the XDS is one of the smallest guns that I own, and the minimum mark is 6 inches, and it's going to be right past 6 inches. The height is going to be right at the 4 inches. When we're looking at the width of the gun, it is past the 0.75, so it's going to be good there. When we're looking at the end of the gun, how tall that's going to be, it's going to be past the 0.75, so whenever we check it in the box, do the test, this gun is going to work just fine. For most people, they're going to be more concerned if their gun's going to be too big for the box, so we have the Glock 20 right here. You can see it's closer to that 8 inches. We have the absolute maximum height. We're still going to be in a sweet spot for that width, and for the length of the end of the gun, we're still in that sweet spot. Before you buy this box, make sure that you take your gun, you take those measurements from their website, and you make sure it's going to fit inside this box. So what happens if your gun's too small or it's too big? Well, let me show you. Here's a gun that's clearly going to be too small in length, too small in height, and when we try to put it on that platform, it's just not going to be tall enough to fit in there, and it's not going to work. Now let's take a look at the Beretta 92. This is one of the bigger guns that I have. You can see it's going to be past the 8 inches on length here, and the width is going to be pretty close, but if you take a look at the side profile, you're going to be catching on that side lock, and if the side lock wasn't there, you're going to be catching on the safety. We're going to have multiple issues when we try to put this in the box. First, of course, is going to catch on that side lock, so we're not even going to be able to push it all the way down. But if you remember, that gun was too long, so whenever you try to take it out, it's going to take the platform off the springs. As long as you measure your gun and you make sure it's going to fit inside this box, you shouldn't have any issues. Now, is the Kwick Strike actually faster than if you have the gun on you? Well, let's go ahead and check out this test. But we have done a few different tests with people having the gun on them still, and the seatbelt sometimes can get in the way, costing you, a second or half a second there, which could be valuable time if you wanted to put it in the gun box. It could be slightly inconvenienced to put the gun in the gun box and then take the gun out of the gun box. I do understand that, but it could save you a second, half a second there compared to your normal draw time. Putting this into slow motion, you can see he's reaching for the gun, and that seatbelt slowed him down just a half a second, maybe a second there. Without the seatbelt, he was able to get that out pretty quick though. Kwick Strike was also nice enough to give me a promo code, so if you use ZAC10 at checkout, you're going to be able to save, I think, around $50 off of the gun box. Now, I'm not going to be able to tell you if your couch is compatible with the Kwick Strike, but if you wanted to test it out, see if your truck is compatible, try this out. I'm going to show you a way that you can measure at home and see if this is going to work for your car. Just to show y'all one more time, we have the Kwick Strike right here, and it's the same distance between this seat and the middle console as it is over here. And as you can see, my hand goes in, and it doesn't look like you'd be able to fit a box, but that seat, you can push it, and that's how this is so snug. This really isn't moving around. It has that lip too that's going to catch the seat, and once it's pushed down to that lip, it's nice and secure. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to take this tape measure, we're going to measure how thick this is, which it looks like that's about 1 5/8, And then luckily for me, I have this right here. This is a book that conveniently enough is very close to 1 inch and 5/8. So we're gonna go ahead and work this out, throw it here, grab this, and we're going to work this in. If you're able to get the book in like this, most likely the Kwick Strike is going to work for your vehicle. If this is extremely loose when you shake it, there's a chance that it won't work. Or if you're not able to get it in at least this far, which let's go ahead and measure that. That is going to be right at 6 inches where that lip is. So if you really wanted to give it a good test, find a book that's a similar size. Make sure you could squeeze it between the seat, about 6 inches deep, and the Kwick Strike could probably work if you can get the book to work. One of the biggest misconceptions of this box is that it's a gun safe and not a gun box. This gun box gives you quick access to your sidearm once you're in the car. If you're leaving the car, I would definitely take your gun with you, but if you wanted to make sure no one's going to take this box, Kwick Strike does provide you with the security cable. You're going to be able to take that, put this under the seat. There's going to be a rail. You're going to wrap it around the rail and then take a padlock of your choice and lock that in. In a past video, I did hire a professional bad guy to see if he could steal this box, so we're going to watch that clip, see if he gets away with it. This right here is the Kwick Strike, designed to give you fast and reliable access to your gun. This is a professional bad guy I hired just for this video. You can tell he's a bad guy by the ski mask. I can't read minds, but I know what you're thinking. Someone's going to open up the door, grab this box, and make away with their gun. And with that speed, you're not going to catch that guy. Luckily for you, you're not a big dummy. You read the manual, and you know that you could take the cable they give you, wrap it around the rail that's going to be under the seat, bring that metal cable all the way to the gun box, and lock it up with your favorite padlock. Now that we have this all anchored down, let's shove it between the seats and see if that trips them up. In this situation, I used an anti-thief strategy called locking the door. However, I did hire a professional bad guy, so he got me with the tennis ball trick. Man, that is effective. But lucky for us, that's where his luck runs dry. He's going to give that a couple good tugs and realize that box is not going anywhere. In most car break-ins, they're trying to get in and out as fast as they can so they don't get caught. What's most likely going to happen is they're going to see the box, they're going to try to take it, and after 20 to 30 seconds of pulling as hard as they can, they're just going to give up. You'll be able to notice that even when my professional robber took off the ski mask, he was still unable to get this box out. We had 2 grown men try to take this box, the truck was moving, and it did not budge. The casing for the cable was nicked a little bit, but the cable itself completely unfazed, and looking at the box, there's no notable damage. We spared no expense on this video and hired a professional driver to do this stunt. Watch this masterclass of precision driving as he runs over this box not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times, and this box is unfazed. If you were under the impression we didn't have the resources to hire a buff guy to hit this with a meat cleaver and a pry bar, you would be wrong. The only weakness I found on this box was the lock. You gotta understand that the average car thief isn't gonna have the time or the tools to break into this box, but I have both. We're gonna start this test with a small pocket knife. We have it jammed into the side, prying it open, and the knife breaks. The pocket knife did bend the metal a little bit, but the lock held up. Unfortunately, we jumped straight to this flathead screwdriver, and we finally found the Achilles heel of this box. However, I do have 2 solutions for this problem. I think it's safe to assume most of the people interested in this box have an everyday carry. In this scenario, when you get to your truck, you take out your everyday carry, you put it in the box so it's ready to go, and then whenever you leave the truck, you take the gun out of the box, put it back on your person, and then that way, if they do break into the gun box, there's going to be nothing there. Now, that's how I would use this box personally. It would still give me quick access to my firearm when I need it, and that's what it's designed for, keeping you safe. But if you really wanted to keep a gun in the gun box 24/7, keep it in the Kwick Strike all day, all night, I do know some redneck engineering that could give you some peace of mind. I want to give a massive disclaimer right here. I would not do this if I was you. If you ordered this box, I'm not going to do this to mine personally. I'm just showing you can do it if you wanted to. Let me walk you through my thought process. We already have a hole at the top of this box where the lid is, where the lock just popped off. So I'm drilling another hole on the side. That way we could take a padlock, put it through, lock it, and you won't be able to open the lid. Now, if for some reason you do want to try this silly idea, Be smarter than me. I got metal shards everywhere. I should have went to a place where it'd be easier to clean up. It also would have been a lot smarter if I would have clamped this down so I wouldn't be just drilling on something that's floating. Now I'm speeding this up a little bit here, but this box was thicker than I thought. It took me a good minute and a half just to get through. And when I say just to get through, I mean just enough for me to get the padlock through. I want to say this one more time. I would not do this on my personal box. I'm using it on the test box, and that is it. That being said, once I put this lock on, I went straight for the pry bar, and I could not get this thing to budge. At this point, the pro robber already went home. He probably could have got into this bad boy. If you made it this far in the video, guys, go ahead and smash that like button. It really does help the channel grow and tell YouTube to promote it to more people. And if you missed my original Kwick Strike video, here's a hyperlapse of that unboxing. But to save you from watching that video, here's the main points. Comes in a cool box, made in the United States. They gave me a sticker. You get pulled over, you can lock this box so that won't pop up, but most of you are saying, why don't you just cut this with some bolt cutters? Now, you could upgrade either one of these if you wanted to have a little bit more security. So I hired another professional bad guy. You can see the bad guy's going with the disguise of a loving mom, no suspicion whatsoever as she walks by this truck. Now take a look at this. This is what she looks like walking around with some bolt cutters. She's up to something. She looks suspicious. She's gonna get stopped by the cops. No one walks around with bolt cutters. Prop department did fail me. We didn't have actual bolt cutters. These are some gardening snips, but you get the point. But if a professional bad guy had the right tools, he could definitely get this box. You're speeding, you get pulled over, you got a cop at your window, and you're terrified that you're going to press that button and meet your Lord and Savior a little too soon. To avoid this, when you get pulled over, the first thing you need to do is lock up your gun box. No matter how hard you hit that button, the gun's not going to pop up on you. Now everyone gets to go home and play a nice game of Fortnite. But Zach, what if the officer asks, could I look at your gun? This thing's going to pop up on him. First thing I'm going to do in this scenario is tell the officer I got a gun in the gun box. If he wants to see the gun, I'll let him know that I have to unlock it and it may pop up. We don't want to cause any trouble, so to make this as safe as we can, we're going to unlock the box, open up the lid, put our fingers on the spring mechanism, and then push the button. This way he can see exactly where the weapon is concealed. Now, in my personal situation, I carry a Glock 20, and that cop is going to want to check it out just to admire the beautiful gun. Once you talk your way out of that speeding ticket, put the gun back and reset the box. Be smart and stay safe. Hey, how's it going, man?
Get out of the vehicle.
Whoa, man, I got you. You're not you when you're hungry.
Nice.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you loved the video, consider subscribing. I truly appreciate you watching this video to the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey, Joel.
What?
Need a snack?
No.
Hey, yo, you got a snack?